Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alicia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. There's this completely distorted thought process, this completely distorted belief system, and it causes massive disconnections in relationships and getting on the same page and really building a deep connection with the people in your life that you really want to have those relationships with. And that belief system is that because you have a reason for something, that it dismisses or it excuses the effects of your words or actions, or even, circumstances that you were part of or caused. And so I really want to dive deep in this episode about your excuses and reasons have absolutely nothing to do with someone else's feelings. Let me explain. When someone explains that an action you took, a circumstance you were a part of, or something you said bothers them, and you respond with, "Oh, I really didn't mean to do that. I was just fill in the fucking blank." Or, "Oh, well, that's because fill in the blank." All that does is actually dismiss, diminish, and devalue how the other person feels. We have gotten so accustomed to, well, if I have a reason, an excuse, or, for whatever it was, then that's the absolute, that's the final. And then on the receiving end, we've gotten so accustomed to just accepting that the reason why someone did something or the excuse that they made is okay. And I'm here to change that, blazing a new trail, a new way of thinking when it comes to that. Because when we operate in life like excuses and reasons are the end all be all to everything, then there is absolutely no fucking accountability for the actions, the circumstances, or the words that we speak. So we basically live in a world where you can do and say and be a part of any fucking thing that happens. And as long as you have a viable reason or excuse, it makes it okay. Or maybe there's lesser consequences, or you get off on this one and it's no big deal, or you are excused for your fucking behavior and whatever pain, emotions, feelings that were caused by your actions, your words, and the circumstances you were part of. It doesn't matter. No. And this goes for you being the one that expresses your feelings and they're being diminished, devalued, and explained away. Or if someone is telling you their feelings and you are using your excuses and your reasons and you are explaining away, devaluing, and diminishing what someone else is feeling. You see, emotions and feelings have nothing to do with reasons and excuses. Okay? I need you to understand that. When you explain why you said or did something, it does help me understand you better. It does help me understand where you're coming from. But what it doesn't do is it does nothing to tell me that I'm validated and that you see, hear, and understand where I'm coming from. And therein lies the problem in communication connection, and peace, love, and protection of relationships. All you care about is when someone expresses their feelings to you, is you explaining and giving the reasons why you did or said what you did. And what needs and must happen to promote more powerfully connected relationships is before you ever go into reasoning and excuses, you first go into understanding. So when someone brings something to you about something you said or something that you did, your first job is acknowledgement. Then it's understanding. Then it's action. And when I say acknowledgement, it's acknowledgement of their feelings and where they're coming from and what they're expressing to you. Then it's understanding them deeper about how it impacted them and why it impacted them that way. And then from there is the action that you're going to take to shift that so you don't show up in that relationship like that anymore. Hey there, beautiful soul. I wanted to take a second and invite you to my free Love and Light community, a place where we come together to find solace and support on our shared journey through life's ups and downs. In our loving community, we understand that life can sometimes be a challenging and winding road. And that's why we've created a space where you can find healing, encouragement, and a sense of belonging. Here, we embrace one another with open hearts and open arms, knowing that together we are stronger. It's like a beacon of light in the darkness, a place where you can freely express your emotions, share your stories, and connect with others who have walked similar paths. We believe in the power of love to heal, and we are here to walk this journey with you, hand in hand. No matter where you are in your life's journey, whether you're seeking comfort, inspiration, or simply a sense of community, you are welcome here. Together, we will navigate life's challenges and celebrate its joys, spreading love and light every step of the way. So join us in our Love and Light community, and let's heal together as we continue this beautiful journey through life. Just go to community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com. It's your job to take full ownership of your words or actions that cause the feelings or emotions. It is not your job to take full responsibility of the emotions or actions. Pay attention. The emotions or feelings. Not your job to take ownership of someone else's emotions or feelings. It is your job to take ownership of what you said or what you did and understand how it impacted someone you love or care about deeply in a negative way. And if you cannot do that, then those people should not be in your life and you don't deserve them, and vice versa. So when you go to express your feelings to someone else and they hit you with excuses and reasons, it's time for you to stand tall in your power and to protect your power by saying, hey, when I express my emotions or feelings to you, a huge boundary that I have is being validated, being acknowledged through validation, being understood by you, hearing where I'm coming from and asking clarifying questions to understand how your words or actions impacted me for my personality and how I receive things. And then from there, I want you to take action for this to not happen again. Once we get to a completed state there, then we can move into me understanding you and where you're coming from, because it was your words or actions that caused it in the first place. Now, this is where you got to be really careful, because if you have not done the healing through your triggers that trigger you into anxiety, they trigger you into depression, they kick you into a fibro flare-up or an arthritis flare-up or whatever it is, that isn't anybody else's burden to bear. However, they can still acknowledge, understand, and take action to not be part of the destruction of your soul as you are working through healing those triggers. Okay? So this does not apply in the grand scheme and the power and the energy that I'm giving it when someone triggers something that you haven't worked through. That's your fucking burden to bear. That isn't their job to take ownership of that. Because if you didn't have those burdens and demons and traumas, then that person saying or doing those things wouldn't be a trigger for you. Okay? So it wouldn't trigger you into those emotions and all of those things because it wouldn't be there for you. What I'm talking about is when someone says or does something and it impacts you negatively and it hits you in a way, right? That's not a trigger. That's an action or words that someone else said or took that was hurtful, right? Or that went against your values and your belief systems and, really started pushing against your boundaries. Pushing against your boundaries, values, and belief systems is completely different than someone triggering some shit that you haven't worked through. And I can tell you, perpetual therapy only masks those things. And so when someone triggers that, it comes back with a vengeance. Medications only mask that. So when you're triggered, it comes back with a vengeance. So my point here is, just because you have a reason or excuse for something that you did, it does not give you the right to disregard someone's feelings due to that reason or excuse. Your job when someone shares their feelings with you is to acknowledge what they've said, give them validation that you hear what they are saying clearly. Then you ask clarifying questions to understand them better, where they're coming from and why what you did or said affected in that way. And then from there is action. Generally, it's thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will do better next time. The person doesn't necessarily need to apologize in order for there to be reconciliation and completeness in the conversation, and vice versa. If you are the one that is expressing your emotions and they're doing if you are the one that is acting that way and showing up that way, it's time for you to do work. Because listen, when people give reasons and excuses, it's because they are on the defensive or they are offended. And now all they're doing their best to do is prove to you why what they said or what they did wasn't how you received it. It wasn't what you thought it was. So all they're doing, and the only intention for reason and excuse, is to literally convince you that how you felt wasn't correct because you misread the situation, because you misunderstood what it was. And you know what? The truth is that doesn't matter. Whether you misread it or you misunderstood, that doesn't fucking matter. What matters is how you feel. And if we could get out of this whole, pound our fucking chests and prove people wrong and tell them why what they feel isn't right, and we can get into that understanding, that acknowledgement, and the action, the ownership that we have of that, it literally changes the nature of the relationship instantly. And then from there, take the time to understand where their reasoning comes from and, what they were thinking and what was on their mind. So acknowledge how they feel now about how you feel and what they did. Understand them better by asking them quality questions. And then what is action you can take in the future so that if this does arise again with this person or someone else, you have an alternate perspective to view it from and a place of understanding instead of the emotional, feelings and hurt that can come along with this. This is the power of self-awareness. This is the power of emotional intelligence. And this is the power of the depth of relationships like you have never seen and felt before. Remember this sacred truth. Say yes to yourself, for within you lies infinite worth. Let your heart be your compass, guiding you on a path of discovery and liberation. Grant yourself the grace to stumble and rise, for it is in our imperfections that we find our strength. Embrace the dance of progress where each step forward fuels the fire within you. And with massive power and deep soul conviction, let this be your anthem, your unwavering declaration, I choose me. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Soul Fire podcast. You being here means the world to me, and I'm grateful for the time that you've dedicated to be here. And by consistently showing up, I firmly believe that you will transform your life. I'm so grateful that you've subscribed and you continue to share with others, spreading my message far and wide, because together we can reach my mission of transforming the lives of 1 million souls on their healing journey. Now, to provide you even more support on your soul healing journey and address any questions you may have, I would like to invite you to join our soul healing community. Simply visit community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com, where you can connect with like-minded women, share your top takeaways, discuss what resonated with your soul, and express your absolute favorite moments from this episode. I can't wait to read them. I'm so freaking excited to create more empowering episodes and continue supporting you. I am sending you so much love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life.